all dressed in black. As early as 8:30 a.m., they gathered at Royal Choice Inn, Makurdi, and by 9 a.m., they began their protest. In one voice they chanted songs, carrying placards with distinct inscriptions, all stating their stand against rape and defilement of women and children across Benue State. Led by the North Central Zonal Coordinator of Women's Situation Room Nigeria, Mrs. Magdalene Igbazura. Their destination is the Benue People's House, Makurdi, so they can take the message to the Benue State Governor, Dr. Samuel Otom. Among them were mostly women and children, while a few men tagged along, and the presence of heavily armed policemen gave them cover. Through Enkeste lobby they marched right up to Central Bank of Nigeria, Makurdi building. Then through the Catholic Bishop House of Makurdi Diocese. Here they now approach the Benue People's House with full security personnel on ground to forestall law and order. Finally, these protesters arrived at the Benue People's House, Makurdi. They continue to chant their songs to drive home the message and focal point of their protest. The fact they are not given access by the security personnel on ground not to go beyond the first gate of the Benue People's House doesn't deter them. Louder and clearer they continue to echo the message, and soon they get the attention of reporters from distinct media houses.
From school, this is essential. We did request in a yes, so we are
How we are
In Benue State, we have
Then came CSP Elisha Bauer to address them. In his words, the governor is out of town attending a burial. He then promised to get in touch with a representative of the Benue State government to address them.
Say no to rain. All we are saying. All we are saying. Say no to rain. Say no to rain. All we are saying. Say no to rain. Say no to rain. All we are saying. Say no to rain. Say no to rain. All we are saying. Say no to rain. All we are saying. Say no to rain. Say no to rain. All we are saying. 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 All we are saying. Say no to rain. All we are saying. All we are saying. As ever flow. As ever flow. All we are saying. All we are saying. As ever flow. As ever flow. All we are saying. As ever flow. All we are saying.
Finally arriving at the scene to address the protesters is a special advisor to the Benue State Governor on security, Colonel Edwin Jando. Earlier, leader and convener of the protest, Mrs. Magdalene Igbazua, states the message in clear terms.
So, in the course of this child that was raped last week in Lagos, the 40-year-old child raped to death, that caused us to come out to say no to violence, no to rape. We want, especially in Benue State, we want the VAP law to be passed so that we also have rape cases in Benue. And in several occasions, the perpetrators go scot-free. In several occasions, they are not prosecuted. So what we are saying now that there should be a law that should be passed so that anybody that perpetrates such acts, the security authorities will have something to back them up to persecute such person to the cause. So our children and our women will have cause to live their life to full. And again, our integrity is affected. They are even afraid of speaking because when they report such cases, it's not well handled. It dies off just like that. So because our integrity is not secured, we want
the government to support us to pass the law to effect this change. That the women can speak out and see their perpetrators being punished and their integrity restored back to them. That is why we are doing this.
Colonel Jando asked CSP Elisha Bauer to make some comments.
Cases of rape are always transferred to state CID, and at the end of it, they are being charged to the court. And it is now the court that will be able to pass the judgment to any offender who has committed any offense. And I felt this has been a role the police has been taking in any case that is called rape. If the case started from a police station, a divisional police station, or even a park post, it is to be transferred to a divisional police station. From the divisional police station, it moves down to the state CID because they are the ones that handle capital offenses. And when they interrogate and find that there is any cause, they transfer, they send these people to court. And it is now left for the courts to pass a judgment on any offender who must have committed the offense of rape. And I think this has been the practice right time immemorial.
Colonel Edwin Jando now speaks.
All right, I wanted the senior police officer to give a background to what your demands here are, because rape is an offense in this country. The governor is not in. He went for a burial in Taraku. He said I should represent him and address him on his behalf. That is what I'm doing right now. I know that every person here, standing here, abhors rape.
Yes.
It is not a good thing. If there is anything to be done, especially of little children, women, even a woman, it has, the two adults must have their consent before anything happens. Once it is against the consent of any party, then it becomes an offense. In fact, somebody told me one day, even your wife in the house, if she says no and you force her, you're raping her.
Yes.
That's what I was told. We laughed over it, but it is a very serious matter. If that woman goes to report to her husband that you raped her yesterday, the law will take its course. So this is a very noble thing that you have done. I think the whole world knows that it is not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all. So here also, on behalf of the Governor of Benue State, Dr. Samuel Otom, I have received you, and we are saying emphatically that the law against rape exists in the law books. Maybe we are not enforcing it. Maybe that's why it is down like this. I think we are not enforcing it.
Yes, sir.
So now we shall hold in our Security Council meeting, we'll bring this matter up to ensure that that law is enforced. So I think I want to, you are wakening us up now with this demonstration.
Thank you, sir.
We are now becoming more aware that even our young women and girls are worried about this matter.
Yes.
And you have come out en masse to let us know that this thing is not a good thing. This is not the way of God. It is not. So I thank you for once again bringing this to the light of everyone in the state. Now that the cameraman, the press is here, the news will go out that the governor upholds this.
I appreciate that you gave us a very reassuring message, and just to emphasize that it's really like the Child Protection Network is also interested in this, because we have 6-month-old children raped in Benue State.
Yes.
We have 2-year-old children raped in Benue State. So it's children as young as that. And you have emphasized very correctly, sir, enforcement of the law has been the issue. Now, apart from the fact that we have the Children and Young Persons Act, we also have the Child's Right Law of Benue State that needs to be fully implemented. Yes. The family courts are just getting ready to take off, and it's since 2008 that the Child's Right Law was passed. It's also important that the Child's Right Law is fully implemented so that people that perpetrate violence against children are passed through the process as provided by the Child's Right Law. So we are also aware that the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law for Benue State is with the House of Assembly. At the federal level, it was passed in 2015. And immediately, Benue State started a good thing through the Ministry of Women Affairs and the Judiciary and the Ministry of Justice to domesticate it. The process started but got stalled somewhere. So we are also requesting, sir, that while talking about the need to fully implement these laws, that the structures that need to be in place for this to be done are also fully in place. We thank you for receiving us, sir. We thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Some persons who were part of the protest comment.
We support this cause. Child protection is a key issue for all that we do. The children are safe, and rape is also one of those critical issues that we support to ensure that it's dealt with in Nigeria. Recently we worked towards, we launched the Violence Against Children in Nigeria, and this is part of that. Almost every month a child is abused, a child is raped. So we are hopeful that these efforts will yield results in terms of enforcement of laws that protect the rights of children.
To be frank with you, I think this is the right step in the right direction. The issues of child abuse, the issues of neglect of children, and the issues of the government taking up responsibility to protect the Benue child is important. And this particular demonstration by the coalition of networks, including the CPN and the Situation Room members who have been here, we think we are actually sending out a voice to the government, who after all is the duty bearer to make sure that everything concerning the protection of the child in Benue State is actually taken into seriousness, as the case may be. This particular case is a case that has actually brought out the anger. You can see the frustration people are around expressing, and so I think it's a very good initiative, and I think we can move on from here to actually engage the government using several means just like this one.
Because of the demonstration, I think the youth out there are watching, and I say those to the WSR, the women's situation, the job well, and by the grace of God, I think this project will go a long way.
Wow, this is...
And I wish that the government should support us.
Satisfied by the assurances given by the representative of the governor, the protesters dispersed as they all journey back to their respective endeavors with the confidence that their submissions will be taken into full consideration.